Hey everyone, today we are going to continue talking about ratios and solving ratio problems, but instead of using a tape diagram, today we are going to use a table. So these are going to be the same types of questions. They're going to be part, whole questions to start. And we're going to talk about how do we create a table with a part, whole ratio, and then how do we solve problems involving them. So this says in the garden, the ratio of tulips to roses is 2 to 3. This is a part to part. So tulips is 2, roses is 3, and then I'm going to call the whole flowers, and there are 5 of them. Now, previously we were making a tape diagram from this information. Now we are going to create a table. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw lines in between, and I'm going to draw lines straight down. And now I'm going to use that extra number that they gave me. So it says, if Mrs. Check has 30 flowers in her garden, that's going to be the flowers in her garden. So I'm going to put that 30 in this bottom section of my table. It represents the whole amount of flowers. And I'm going to figure out what the two parts are by going from 5 to 30 by multiplication. So I'm going to multiply by 6. And if I do something to the bottom of my table, I must do it to the other two parts as well. So I'm going to multiply by 6 in all 3 areas. So 2 times 6 is 12. 3 times 6 is 18. So I'm going to say 12 tulips and 18 roses. Okay, so this is a little bit different than using a tape diagram. In the tape diagram, I would have had 2 tulips and 3 roses, and I would have taken the 30 flowers and broken them into 5 boxes. So that's where my 6 would have been. It would have been in each of those little boxes, and then I would have counted up on the left-hand side and the right-hand side of my tape diagram. Now I'm using that 6 as my multiplier to get me from my initial ratio to how many total flowers I have, and then how many of each type of flower. This was a part to part, and then they gave me the whole. Number 2 says 3 out of 5 students have a brother. So this is a part to whole. So again, I'm going to box this part, and then this is the whole. So these students have a brother, and this is going to be total students is 5, and so these kids do not have a brother, and there are 2 of them. And then I'm going to create my table. And then this one says, if 24 students don't have a brother, so no brother is this one right here. So I'm going to have 24 students that don't have a brother. So this time they gave me a part to whole, but they gave me the part that I did not have. So I still had to figure out what that other part was. And now I can plug this into my table. Here I am multiplying by 12. So in all other parts, I'm going to multiply by 12. So 3 times 12 is 36, and 5 times 12 is 60. And then I want to answer the question, how many total students are there? There are 60 total students. Okay, and again, a little bit different than the tape diagram. It breaks it down a little bit differently. In this one, my tape diagram would have had 5 pieces, and I would have used the no brother side to fill in all of my boxes, and all of my boxes would have had a 12 in them. And then I would count up all the boxes to get the total amount of students. So in this case, I'm, again, using that 12 as a multiplier instead of putting it in each of the boxes. So you're going to see those same numbers start to appear as when you would do the tape diagram. You're just using them a little bit differently. Again, this is a part to whole problem when you are given one of the parts. So now we know how to do part to part and part to whole using a tape diagram. So let's practice.